Welcome back to Tennis Channel's coverage of the Baird Wealth Management Open. We've reached the bronze medal match in the mixed pro doubles bracket, and gonna again see Callie Smith and AJ Koller trying to see if they can take home some hardware after losing earlier today in the semifinal. So they will be on the right side of your court to get things started after just having won that race to 15. There's Thomas Wilson and Yana Grechkina. Grechkina originally from Russia.
And this is a 2 out of 3, just to be clear for everybody, since it's a medal match. So.
Yes, it's not a best 3 out of 5. It's not a race to 15. It's your traditional 2 out of 3 with games to 11, win by 2.
You want to see some wicked topspin dinking, you're going to see it out of Yana Grechkina. Big roll forehand. She'll be positioned on that right side of the court. And then we'll have the cousins battling it out, which is always fun.
Oh, man, how about that? As Wilson goes up and smashes it down.
He has one of the best forehands in the entire game. Okay.
Start out. 0-0-1.
So the cousins are already joking on rally number 3.
Grechkina hits it into the net. Grechkina, who played tennis collegiately for the Kansas City Roos. She's unable to catch up with that one, so a side out. Smith and Koller will have a chance here to draw first blood.
0-0-1. Second serve.
Tried to catch Cuz leaning into the middle of the court there, but Koller pushes it wide.
0-0-2. Second serve, side out.
AJ would like that one back.
Yeah, and again, that threat of movement, Grechkina there isn't really looking to Ernie. She'll take it if she gets it, but trying to give a forehand to
0-0-1.
Wilson in the middle where he can do a lot of damage.
Second serve.
Grechkina puts it into the net, so we remain scoreless.
0-0-2.
You've got two different things. Wilson and Grechkina haven't played for a while. You've got Koller and Smith, who have had to play back to back to back. That may weigh on them and impact this match. We saw a loose return from Koller right there. Will that continue? There's the big forehand.
And Smith
Side out.
able to catch the line.
Sorry, point.
Well, I fooled me. I thought it was in, and then.
Yeah, it was kind of the way she caught that one in the last match, which sort of didn't get on top of the ball and hit it at that same trajectory and didn't keep it in the court.
Point.
Another point now, so 3-0-2. Don Stanley, your lead referee.
And the head referee of the PPA Tour overall.
Wow, Wilson playing some amazing defense. Finally, Callie Smith. She was finally able to punch a hole through that wall.
Yeah, Wilson's able to track these down, but he's not able to put them in unattackable positions. That's the magic. If you can get there, good. And then if you can get it to bounce, that's where you can transition back. But he is quite the athlete on the court.
Second serve.
And there's the ferocity of that forehand.
Right there.
0-3-2.
So 0-3-2. Smith and Koller still looking for the first point of this bronze medal match.
Nope.
He thought about it.
Side out.
And his cousin was trying to tag him on an Ernie there. Interesting.
3-0-1.
And that stays in.
Point.
Beautiful shot by Wilson.
Perfectly placed.
Yeah, that's one of those. Both players thought the other was taking it. It's never
Second
good.
serve. Four 0-2. Side out.
Approaching 5 o'clock in Cincinnati.
0-4-1.
See some shadows starting to make their way onto the court.
Second serve.
It's going to move to 0-4-2.
0-4-2.
Yeah, Koller's got to find that movement again.
What a shot by Wilson. Man, Wilson was impressive on that exchange.
Side out.
Was he ever, including hitting a ball that was going to hit our new electronic sign there? And that track down was impressive, though. But it's that ball that's going way out.
Yeah,
He'd
should have
rather
probably
have-
let it go, but he wins it anyway.
Yeah, the highlight's way better if he hits a
4-0-1.
winner.
Those are hard to lay off. Callie hits it long and then
Point.
immediately
Timeout
says
receiving team.
timeout.
5-0-1.
So could the physical strain of 3
So time back in with it 5-0-1.
5-0-1.
just deep, but a good look
Second
again
serve.
for Wilson.
Yeah, he didn't miss it by much.
5-0-2.
That goes for the Ernie. Oh man, Grechkina covering a lot of ground. Finally throws her paddle at it out of the corner.
What hustle by Yana Grechkina.
I mean, she's laying it all out.
I mean, that was like a center fielder knew that the ball was hit over to the right and just took off to a spot and got to the first one. That was impressive.
And Wilson
Second serve.
beautifully executes that.
Got a big yell from his
0-5-2.
partner there. Grechkina loved that shot. Yeah, poor short return there from Grechkina put them in big trouble, and they finally get to ring the scoreboard.
One 5-2.
Wonder if that'll be what gets Smith and Koller settled in here.
Lefty.
Yeah, that's long. Two 5, but Callie hits it wide.
Yeah, and that trying to cover the court in the switch there, they were in trouble, but Smith just pushed it wide. Oh my.
And Ernie into the body of Koller.
Grechkina. What a beautiful move to read this. Might want to see the feed on that again. I'm not sure.
Second serve.
She still took the hockey player into the boards with the tag.
How about the people running the scoreboard? They were on top of the Ernie.
6-2-2.
Had that right away. That right foot might have dragged.
Side out.
Side out gets it back to Smith and Koller.
2-6-1.
Good look at Thomas Wilson.
Second serve.
Move to 2-6-2.
None of that energy and precision from
2-6-2.
Smith and Koller so far. The thirds are up. They're missing some balls they usually make. That's a much better drop there.
Point.
Callie looked just fine there.
All starts with a good third. It's that ball right there that gets you going. And Grechkina has done a great job of keeping that roll dink down like that.
Side
More
out.
of an attack, obviously, but this is where you're playing a very good team. Got to get at least even one at a time here just to sort of keep adding to it, because you know they're going to be coming at some point.
Yep.
6-3-1. Second serve.
They have not taken advantage, though, of the opportunities to this point.
6-3-2.
And the serve's going to go back to Smith and Koller again, continuing to inch their way back into this game.
Yeah, bad luck there, because Grechkina went for the poach with the two-hander and hammered it, but it hit the top of the net. Third shot lob again. Callie Smith, no idea which side of the court to go to, and they get out of that.
Well, the talent overcomes the confusion.
Yeah, and guess what? The other side is confused seeing the I formation, trust me.
Grechkina knows she should have let that one go.
For sure, she played such a nice point there and then just couldn't get the paddle out of there because you're so engaged to hit that next ball.
5-6-1.
Clearly going deep.
Point.
So Smith and Koller battled their way back now, drawing even.
Timeout receiving team.
And a timeout is
6-6-1.
going to be taken Knotted up at 6 apiece in game 1 of this bronze medal match in Cincinnati. Welcome back to Cincinnati Baird Wealth Management Open. Knotted up at 6-6 here in this first game of the bronze medal match. Dave Benz, Dave Fleming along with you.
6-6-1. Time in, 6-6-1. Point.
There's that same flick. He's been flicking it at John's boys all day. Now he goes at his cousin. Beautiful shot by Koller.
7-6-1. Second serve.
Moves to 7-6-2, but Smith and Koller now have
7-6-2.
gathered all the momentum.
Side out.
Favorable result there for Grechkina and Wilson.
6-7-1. Point.
And we're knotted up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, Grechkina put a little too much on that one, and that sailed, but Callie Smith unable to take advantage.
Oh, Grechkina misses that opportunity.
And that is the way this team can seriously eat with that huge, if they return to Thomas Wilson's forehand, Grechkina is going to get a ball to attack.
I do love that Yana is sporting the chicken and pickle hat.
Indeed. Proud supporter.
8-7-2.
What a fun place. Just hanging out in the park.
Yeah.
Don't need to move my legs.
Yeah.
Just swinging and blocking away. Here we go. Nope. Yep. See ya. Love the net cam, especially on Koller for a point like that.
Totally, and just conserving as much energy as possible while still hitting absolute daggers. The Ernie by Wilson, and Callie Smith got a paddle on it, but it's too deep.
Great read by Wilson, because you got to see that off of Callie's paddle, and you see that ball go down. Once their head goes down to look at the ball, that's when you've got to go. Great timing by Thomas Wilson there.
Side out. Yes. 8-7-1. Second serve.
Not sure what happened there. The spin kind of took off on Grechkina.
8-7-2.
Wilson.
Side out.
And they're going to look back, if they don't win this first game, on so many 3 or 4 balls where Wilson hammered.
Just missed.
And he hammered the third and set them up, and they haven't been able to finish it.
7-8-1.
So a chance to draw even again for Smith and Koller.
I'll recall. 7-8-1. Second serve.
So move to 7-8-2.
That was another ball that Grechkina sort of had to adjust to at the very last.
7-8-2.
Able to handle it, though.
The flip up does just stay in.
A get by Wilson.
Side out.
See the frustration out of A.J. Koller.
Just a perfect third shot lob there, and Wilson had to go
8-7-1.
roaring back into the video board to get that back. Well done.
Great defensive effort there by Grechkina.
And there's the scorpion, which means you get that paddle up above your head and in front like the scorpion tail and go down. Good job having the paddle in a position to protect your body and hit down. That's a great ball by Wilson.
9-7-1.
Moves it to 9-7-1. Make it 10-7-1 game point.
And you saw Thomas reading his cousin. He said, coming to let Grechkina know, and a speed up was coming. He was right on that. Koller did not make the shot, so it didn't matter, but good opponent awareness by Wilson there.
Smith going back and forth with Wilson.
And she wins it, so.
Second serve.
They choose to keep Callie Smith on that left side, and I think they're going to leave her again. So they are not trying to sprint out of the stack.
10-7-2.
And beautiful dinking by Callie.
Game point number 2. Grechkina finally hits it into the net.
And that's one of those where you do not want to stick your backhand into that ball. Wilson was behind it and was going to absolutely demolish that ball. That's where you want the ball to end up. But it's so close to you with a two-handed backhand that you can't fight the urge, but you have to.
But you wonder how big a moment that is, right? Because that could have closed out the game. And now the serve goes back over to Koller and Smith.
I can't see it. Wendy, call. What was the call, by the way? Point.
Thomas Wilson said, we'll look at it later.
Let's just take the point.
8-10-1.
He's not happy that he's not on the good end of that.
No, he's not.
Oh.
He takes his frustration out on the ball.
A couple points ago there. That's a great job by Wilson, because he was joking about it, but it was in his head. He comes back, plays the beautiful finish that we saw in the replay there, and then comes back and just settled in immediately mentally and get another chance to close out game 1. Well done.
Oh, great dig there.
I'll take that, man. Second serve. Yeah. 10-8-2.
Another game point. And another shot into the net. So Smith and Koller still holding on here.
Yeah, you heard Wilson yell to Grechkina, watch the angle on the overhead, and she did cover it way on the side of the court. Couldn't make the next one.
Go. Sorry. Second serve.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not even close.
8-10-2.
8-10-2. Point.
That just misses the line. It looked like from this angle like it could have caught it, but just misses.
9-10-2.
You. Got it.
Well,
Side out.
they hold. Another chance for a game point. How many game point chances can they squander?
No kidding. This is number 4.
Yes.
10-9-1. Second serve.
And they can't get the third down. If you can't get the third down, you can't get into the points where they've been winning. So try number 5.
10-9-2.
I feel like they have to have this one.
Point game.
And they finally do get it.
Great job.
It was not easy, but they take it 11-9, and that's only game 1.
Great job by Grechkina of rolling the dinks to the forehand and then finally put one to the backhand, and Thomas Wilson finished.
Game 2 coming your way after this quick timeout. Well, Grechkina and Wilson, they finally do outlast Smith and Koller in game 1, 11-9. So
Game
they've got
2,
a chance
Tommy and
to win
JoJo 2.
a bronze medal if they could take either one of these next 1 out of 2. They'd like to do it in 2 games, and they force the side out and will get the serve.
Beautiful heavy volley by Grechkina to start with.
0-0-1.
Oh,
Second serve.
Grechkina played some amazing defense before finally that Koller one was too hot to handle.
it's because it hit the tape. She
0-0-2.
was on it if it was just clean.
Heads up. Got it.
Oh, Thomas Wilson. He was ready for that off of his cousin.
And he destroyed it. And you heard him say, I got it, just so there was no doubt that Grechkina didn't have to go back and track
1-0-2.
it down. That is nice. This guy is quite an athlete.
Coming.
Native of the San Antonio area. Goes for the Ernie, and well defended.
Side out.
Beautiful job by Callie Smith.
Coming.
0-1-1.
She's always about paddle up, and that's exactly where her paddle was. A lazier player or an unaware player wouldn't have been able to handle that.
Grechkina tried to put it away. Wilson finally does.
And these two are here because they're playing beautiful
0-1-2.
complementary pickleball like that.
Coming.
Wilson goes for the Ernie
Side out.
and finds an opening.
Not getting this one, Callie. Nice shot. This one he had a little more time, and then he could pronate his wrist better and
1-0-1.
find that seam between the two.
Second serve.
Move to 1-0-2.
1-0-2.
Grechkina will take over on the serve.
Point.
That'll make it 2-0.
Beautiful drop by Wilson, just got over. And they finally took advantage of a nice
2-0-2.
third and finished with the 5th ball there. Beautiful.
Oh, great job of defense there by Wilson.
Sorry.
And then Wilson crossed up his partner.
He took 2 slides to the right and then bailed. And this is what that looks like up close. Go get it. Nope.
Sorry.
Hung her out to dry.
Yes. Yes, he did.
0-2-1.
Love the 2 box and the net cam for seeing points like that. Oh.
Second serve.
Little
Hello.
misdirection there.
Hello, outside foot. You're not looking for it. Nice shot, Thomas.
0-2-2.
Great job catching up to that off the net.
Go. I got it. Go.
Another one off the net. Unbelievable.
And then
Left-handed.
Wilson finally puts it away.
What is this guy doing? A left-handed overhead winner.
That was a ridiculous shot. And look at him switch it. He switches it to the left hand. You don't see that very often. Ambidextrous.
Ooh.
Second serve. Two 0-2.
You. Go.
Wilson goes to the lob, but it's too long.
Side out.
So Smith and Koller now looking for their first points of game 2.
0-2-1.
And they have their first point of game
Point.
2.
You know, people don't usually drop along that right baseline because it's going to a forehand. But if it's
1-2-1.
short and angled like that, it can be really, really effective. Great shot by Koller there.
Second serve.
And then that one barely made it to the net. I'll take full responsibility since I was praising him a second ago.
Well, you know, you just sit here and wonder all the time that they've spent on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, it has
1-2-2.
been a while. So shots that they normally would hit with precision are a little bit harder to come by. ATP by Callie, and the
Point.
return goes long.
So you feel like Thomas Wilson's been flying around. Grechkina's
2-2-2.
been making everything, and we're tied at 2.
Side out.
Nice finish by Wilson there that you saw just the tail end of. So, you know, this is those chances they had in game 1. They were able to get to the finish line, but they made it very hard on themselves. Can they get a little lead and separate
2-2-1.
or not?
It was an engine that sputtered to the finish
Yes.
line. It wasn't exactly humming.
That's in.
That was well played.
Go.
And then Wilson finally
Point.
able to finish it off.
Thomas Wilson is everywhere right now.
Three, two, one.
Tough to see.
That's in.
Point.
And it's another point. 4-2 in favor of Grechkina and Wilson.
Yeah, and you can see Koller trying to find the energy.
4-2-1.
Might see a timeout here if there's
Second
another
serve.
point, but they hold for now. It'll move to the second serve.
Yeah, this is when you have a chance to take maybe advantage of a team
Yep,
that
you have-
needs
it's
a little
4-2-2.
something here.
That's all
So
score. 4-2-2.
don't apologize for when you win the points. Just go
Point.
get them. And there's no legs involved in that return whatsoever. See Koller hunched over. Quick towel off.
Yeah, it's the non-timeout
Yes.
timeout.
Yeah, let's brush off the plate, umpire here.
5-2-2.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity right this moment for Grechkina and Wilson. Maybe get one or two more.
Beautifully executed by Callie Smith.
Yep, the best ATPs are the ones that come off the net because they propel the ball to the right or left, in that case to the right, and Callie Smith punishes that
2-5-1.
ATP. Perfect pace.
Second serve.
Really was, and it just catches in. So 2-5-2. Some nice defense, but a better put away by Koller.
Yeah, Wilson got a little out of position on the first ball he took, and that's how that was going to finish. Grechkina smiling because most of the time that's worked out very well for their team.
Go!
Side out.
I'll tell you what, Thomas Wilson has been impressive.
Yeah, this is a guy that has so much raw talent, played high-level tennis, played at Texas, doesn't play as much as these other players,
5-3-1.
and is still just raw talent-wise so good.
Point.
And he hits a winner there.
Six, 3-1.
6-3-1 in favor of Grechkina and Wilson.
And the net
Second
gives right
serve.
back.
So we move to 6-3-2.
6-3-2.
Wilson also played tennis at Purdue before he transferred to Texas.
Yep.
Point.
And at 7-3, Koller and Smith in a major hole here.
Point.
And you can just tell from that look at the two box the energy difference.
And the body language not favoring them right now.
Oh,
No, she got the foot fault.
Right over. Yeah. No, you don't.
and there's the
I
Don
saw it
Stanley
right there.
alarm clock.
Right there, man. Right there. Side out.
For a second, it looked like she had executed it, but let's take a look. Watch her feet.
There's nothing worse as she hits that beautiful shot and you look down and your foot is on the line, and then she's like, you're right, you're right. Great move. Just
3-7-1.
Well, that would have made it 8-3.
yeah, that's a huge moment potentially, because all the vibe and momentum is on their side.
And now closes to 4-7.
Point.
Yeah, and Callie Smith's not going anywhere, I can assure you of that. So if you get her yelling and getting back involved in this, you could be staring at a game 3.
4-7-1.
It's a great serve by Koller.
Second serve.
Really good return by Grechkina on a great serve.
And now it'll be Smith
4-7-2.
taking over the serve.
Go!
Grechkina covering a lot of ground, but it was too much ground.
Point.
Yeah, you heard Thomas just urging her to get there.
Go!
You felt the louder and the harder he held that O and go that maybe he could get her to go
5-7-1.
just a little faster. That's a smart play by Koller.
Nice defense there. Wilson gets the lob, as does Grechkina. Wow. This point has had everything.
Oh,
And then goes long.
bravo is all I've got to say after that. Just so much defending.
Crowd admiring the players admiring the crowd.
Yep, that one took a toll on all players there.
Timeout receiving team 6-7-2.
Timeout being taken. It's tight in game 2 in Cincinnati. Six-seven here in game 2 of this bronze medal match. Dave Benz, Dave Fleming along with you. Happy you could be aboard on Tennis Channel. Day 2 of our 4 days of coverage of the Baird Wealth Management Open.
And what a great match.
It's just been fantastic.
The effort
6-7-2.
across the board, fantastic here.
6-7-2.
Side
And
out.
out of the timeout.
So we talk about all the ideas and reasons for a timeout. Sometimes it's just, I need a timeout for my physical well-being. Smart job there by Grechkina and Wilson. Go settle down,
7-6-1.
come back. Got the ball back immediately.
Yeah, after a 3-point run there by Smith
Second
and
serve.
Koller, but just like that, they break the first serve, so it's going to go to second serve here at 7-6-2.
7-6-2.
Yep, need a good third here, or else they're going to throw the momentum right back across the net.
Tell you what, if Smith and Koller come back to win this game and possibly this match, you're going to look back at that foot on that Ernie, because that would have made it 8-3, and now the serve is going to go back over to Smith and Koller. I mean, if she's not on that line and it's 8-3.
Yeah, because at that point we saw, you know, the
6-7-1.
momentum and the energy difference, and now it's getting a lot more similar, as is the score.
Point.
And now we're even at 7.
Seven, 7-1.
Nicely played there. I'd be curious
Second
to know
serve.
what time Smith and Koller started their match against Stanley Waters and Ben
7-7-2.
Johns, because they've been on this center court, aside from a couple of quick breaks, for several hours at this point. Smith unable to get it over.
Tremendous job by Grechkina, hanging in there. She is in deep trouble right there, and kept her feet out of the kitchen with the straddle.
If you just happen to be tuning in, what I was referencing was the team on the left side. There's going to be a foot fault there, so point. So Callie Smith and AJ Koller, they played in the semifinals against Stanley Waters and Ben Johns, and they lost in consecutive games, but it was a well-competed match. Then they had to win a race to 15. That was a lengthy race to 15 to get here to this bronze medal match. So this is their third straight match here on center court. Wow.
Goes to the left hand.
Grechkina was playing some great defense.
Yeah, really impressed. Yana is up to her level today, and that's why she's in the bronze medal match. She's getting better and better.
8-7-2.
Look at that cat.
Point.
AJ would like to have that one back. 9-7, so Grechkina and Wilson 2 points away from bronze.
9-7 on 2. You're good.
And Callie is adjusting the strings on her. Oh, wait. I mean, that's literally what it looked like there.
Favorable net.
What a get.
Really was.
And that's
long.
Point.
And we've got match point. Took Grechkina and Wilson 5 game points to win game
Yes.
1. They'd like to win game 2 on the first opportunity, but a timeout is being taken. So Smith and Koller, they've been hanging tough, but how much is left in the tank here?
About as much as left in that water bottle, which looked like she had to tilt that up quite a bit. There you see Grechkina and Koller. Fluids are the name of the game. But really impressive here from Grechkina and Wilson. Again, when you talk about a mixed team, you want to be able to have what I do well complement what my player to my right or left is doing. They've done that really, really impressively today. Now, can they, that last point sometimes really hard, as you mentioned, took them 5 tries to do it the first time. So
Each team has 1 timeout.
they'd love to do it right here. We'll see if they
Time
can.
in. 10-7-2.
Wilson able to get up to the kitchen.
Coming.
Nice dig out by Wilson. Oh, and Koller able to get his cousin hit it into the net. Says not so fast, my friend.
Oh, and Thomas Wilson was so patient because he knows Koller wants him to speed it up, and he had a couple
7-10
tries.
one.
He kept throwing it behind him on the backhand and then couldn't help himself and got beat.
Point.
And it's tightened up. 8-10.
Hey, 10-1.
That's a great roll
Second
dink
serve.
by Grechkina, but there was a ball several shots ago that Koller said, I cannot believe I didn't just kill it. It was a floating dink that landed
8-10-2.
almost on the kitchen line. He just didn't have the energy to get there.
8-10-2. Smith and Koller can really not afford to give up the serve. They get it to 9-10. This thing is tight as it could be.
9-10-2.
It's up.
Wilson sped it up for a moment.
And it's Thomas Wilson that gets it done, so they get a second shot at the match.
So here we go, match point number 2.
And that's the patterns we talk about. Grechkina going for the Ernie, leaves that ball in the middle, and then Thomas Wilson just
10-9-1.
has to decide, am I going to go on this one or the next one?
And then misfire by Grechkina.
Second serve.
Match point number 3.
10-9-2. Point game.
Oh,
switch
there
ends.
it is. Callie Smith leaves it short, and Grechkina and Wilson gut it out. 11-9, 11-9, and they will take home the bronze in Cincinnati.
And fittingly, it is a Grechkina heavy cross-court dink that gets the final miss. That was no unforced error. That was a great ball by Grechkina and a well-earned 11-9, 11-9 win. That's a really good medal for that team.
Yeah, and if it hadn't been for almost 3 hours on the court, maybe Callie Smith does get that one over. But I'll tell you what, Grechkina and Wilson, they played their tails off and they earned the medal 11-9, 11-9. We'll be back with more from Cincinnati after this timeout.
Well, we feel so lucky to be bringing you this event all weekend long. The Baird Wealth Management Open has been such a pleasure to watch so far. And I've got our bronze medalists here on center court to introduce to you. Yana, Grechkina, Thomas Wilson. Guys, huge congratulations. And Yana, the team you went up against in this match was the team that took you out in the main draw. What did you focus on doing better this time around?
Well, we knew that we didn't have anything to lose because that team beat us before, and they're really, really good. So honestly, it's really tough to find that one strategy that, like, yes, that's going to help me win. But we definitely tried keeping the ball away from AJ more, because what was hurting us in the first match was that AJ was just covering so much court, and it was no way passing him. But we tried keeping the dink more to Callie, move them around if we saw AJ moving, and it worked.
You're telling him too much. Jeez. It's a secret.
Well, Thomas, you're such a character. He's got so much to say on the court. You guys can't hear all of it, but he's talking to the fans, to the sidelines, to me, to Yana all the time. You even pulled out a lefty stroke, switched paddles to hit it with the other hand. Where does all this energy come from?
I think I'm just confused half the time out there. Running in circles, I don't know which hand to use or who to talk to, but hey, had a blast out there.
All right, well, guys, this is a major medal for you both at a Grand Slam. A lot of points were on the line in this one. How much confidence and motivation does this give you moving forward for the rest of this year?
A lot. I mean, this is my first PPA medal, and playing with... And honestly, I have to give huge thanks to Thomas, because he's a great player, and not only that, he's an amazing person. And it's always a blast playing with somebody who is always supporting you, who is always there for you. And at the end, we were having fun, and here they are.
Thomas, anything to add to that?
You're making me emotional on live TV. What was I supposed to answer?
Anything to say for the rest of the year going forward? Is this a cool victory for you and give you a lot of motivation?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if we have any tournaments the rest of the year, but maybe we need to change some things up. I don't know. But yeah, it was a blast. I mean, this is an amazing event. Playing against my cousin on live TV and the Tennis Channel is an incredible experience and opportunity. We grew up together, been best buds for a long time, so I was just having a blast out there today.
Well, you guys made yourself a lot of fans out here today. Congratulations to you both again. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back. Dave and Dave, have a last goodbye for everyone out there.